Welcome to episode 6 of Emulating Pelé. Episode 5 was probably a bit too long, it was 57 minutes long. Now some of you don't mind watching really long videos on my channel, but there will be those who probably aren't too happy about me uploading videos that long, and it may be detrimental to me in some way, but then again you can just skip through bits, I guess. So that's why I decided that every other video will be a long one, and this video today will be a bit shorter, where I just show you the main headlines of players, key stats, maybe World Player of the Year winner, that sort of thing. I can't really win because in the older series I only did 30 to 35 players and everyone wanted to be in it. So I add more players, we have over 50 players in this one, but it does mean the videos inevitably will be longer if I do them in the same style as the other series. It's tricky, it's a tricky balancing act to try and keep you guys happy. Nonetheless, I'm really happy with the support so far, lots of you are still interested in it. And we've reached the age of 27 now, I've holidayed 2 more years. Next episode I will holiday 3 years, so I'll be 30 years old when we look in detail every single player once again. So this video really does have to be short, so I've got a quiche in the oven, so I need to look out for that. Let's first of all look at the value of the players from highest to lowest. What the space you can see is the highest valued player. He's above Dwayne Flanagan now, 51 million. The AC Milan man, still there, 101 goals in 85 games for India. That is an incredible record. They are 80th in the world, probably thanks to him and Anas Rama. We'll quickly look at his career stats. So you can see he's been at AC Milan a long while. And this season, his best scoring season, 31 goals. And I noticed he actually managed to win the European Golden Shoe. And we have seen Taylor Nelson finish 3rd, 2nd, and now the first player of ours to win it is the Indian Ronaldo. Worked the space, so well done to him. Dwayne Flanagan, 2nd most valuable player. We've got 4 Man City players behind Work the Space, in fact. Percy Persevillian, I noticed, moved to Aston Villa for a huge amount of money. I think the biggest fee so far, 48.5 million. Aston Villa are rich. They've got a ton of money for some reason. Their reputation's gone up to 4.5 stars. And they're spending lots of money. We saw them sign one of our other players, I think. And Aston Villa do have 2 or 3 of our players now. Percy Persevillian, the key one though. He's a Scottish superstar as well. You may have noticed how many caps he has. We'll look at international caps in a minute and compare. But we'll go down the list. You can pause the video if you want to see how much your player is worth or your favourite player is worth. At the end of the series we will be doing some votes for who you think is the player of the series. Maybe the fans' player of the series in terms of maybe the one you like the most, not necessarily the best player. The least valuable player is Kai Harrop, who's at Jeju. Good international player for St Kitts and Nevis, but he has moved from Saint Etienne to Jeju on a free. Yeah, not great. We'll have a quick look, sneaky peek at his attributes, current abilities. Only 131, which is 1 better than they started on. Didn't have the highest potential out of our players, but still very good. It would have been a world-class player if he'd reached that. Unfortunately, the clubs he played for, the managers he was managed by, didn't help him fulfill his potential and slipped away in the end. He's still a good player, but never going to be a star player. They're now entering their prime at the age of 27. You could probably argue age 25 to 30 is when players are generally at their prime. Some players are early bloomers, some are late bloomers, like you know. But generally, on average, that's the years when they are at their most effective. So let's look at contract. We'll see who's on the highest contract now. It is still, I think Masnison was on that before, 250k a week. Ryan Micallef at Man United also on 240k a week. We've got 4 players earning over 200k a week. So lots of money flying around. Who's on the lowest? It's Kai Harrop, unfortunately. Then Wassad Radio, 2nd lowest. Wow, some of our players really are raking it in now. Let's look at international record. Most caps is Wang Habo, 97. He's almost reached 100. Should reach that easily in the next few months, meaning he'd have reached 100 caps probably by the age of 28, which is very impressive. 56 goals as well. He plays for Juventus, moved there for 25.5 million after Atletico signed him on a free. So once again, Atletico doing brilliantly to make a profit. That seems to be what they specialise in. Wang Hebo is a quality player in this series. Any players got 0 caps? I think yes. Procrastinator FM, one of our English keepers, and Football Manager HD, both of them unable to get a full cap yet. Oliver Grande has eventually won an Italian cap. I'm very happy for him because he's a quality player, but has been ruined by Chelsea. And AC Milan have started to play him recently, playing behind the likes of Work the Space and one of our other guys. I can't remember. There's someone else at AC Milan, one of our other strikers. So he's playing with some good players. They've put together a good team. But most of our players have at least about 40 caps for their country, which is fantastic. We have 3 players with 90 or more. 2 Australians. Mitchell Cotoni has actually overtaken Daniel Turner of late. We haven't really looked at Mitchell Cotoni in great detail, but for whatever reason, he's managed to get more caps than Daniel Turner, who is a star. He's a quality all-round player who can play on the right-hand side. You'd have thought he's a bit wasted on that right-hand side with all those amazing attributes. Perhaps if he'd been put as a different position, maybe right back or central attacking midfield, maybe he would have been even more effective. Although his passing is quite low and vision, they're okay, so perhaps the right hand side does suit him with his pace and crossing and that sort of thing. He's a good player, whatever. Anyway, international goals, we've already seen who's the top. I think you can imagine. Work the Space, 101 goals in 85 games for India. That is incredible. That really is. Wang Hebo, 56 in 97, and Taylor Nelson with 41 in 81. Danny Wello with a very good 41 in 69 for Finland as well. He's a quality player at Man City. Let's have a quick look at Taylor Nelson, one of our only American, I think now. He's still at Granada, and he's been sensational. He's just been scoring so many goals, 37 in the last season. This season not so many, 31, but still over 30 goals. 3 seasons in a row, in fact. No, 4. 4 seasons in a row he's got over 30 goals in all competitions. That is really good, and perhaps taking a claim for player of the series, I don't know. So let's look at some other things quickly. Goals wise, we've got that last season Work the Space and Taylor Nelson both getting 31 goals in all competitions. Work the Space record slightly better in 42 games. Sam Lewis up there as well. Let's have a quick look at him. England international now, 13 goals in 26 games. That's 1 in 2. That's very good for England. Let's have a quick look at England. 3rd in the world now. I assume maybe gone ahead of Ireland, who won the European Championships. Dropped down to 5th now. Still very high though. England are doing well. I wonder who won the last European Championship. Let's have a quick look. Germany beat England 2-0 in the final. Unfortunate there. Did any of our players play? Don't think our German players have really broken into the German team. England played Paul Wanless, but they also played Luke Shaw, so I'm guessing Paul Wanless must have played in left midfield. Sam Lewis didn't have a very good game in the final, unfortunately. Harry Kane came on and also had a pretty poor game. Matt Howard on the bench for England. Ryan Bray also on the bench. So there's a few English players in there. Full-Time FM had an absolute mare in goal, 5.1. Let's just have a quick look at some other stats for you, for those of you interested in the stats behind the series. Taylor Nelson, highest average rating. Victor Santana with a high one as well, but only played 5 games, you see there. Fabrizio Stratzner with a high rating as well. The Brazilian international, 3 goals in 24 games. Not sure he's actually won many more caps since we last saw him. Moved for Dortmund on a free. Had a good season this season. Assists wise, Dwayne Flanagan top, the key man in the last episode, still pumping in the caps for Northern Ireland, getting a few goals as well, and doing very well for Man City, who I think have won a few things this year. Yeah, Premier League, Capital One Cup. Let's have a quick look. You can see Man City champions there. Man United won it last year. We'll have a quick look at some of the key competitions in a second, once we've looked at the players. Fabrizio Stratzner with 12 assists as well, and Alfredo Garcia, who is now at Fulham. Yeah, moved to Fulham. Oh, we've seen him there before, haven't we? He moved there from PSG. Forgot about that. So, this is... what's this one? Key tackles. Mads Nusselman the most, so he's really putting in solid performances at the back, as you would expect. The 4 top players are centre-backs. Key passes, we've got Dwayne Flanagan at the top again, and Alfredo Garcia. Daniel Turner's high up as well, and Hank Clark, and Percy Percivillian, who's a wing-back, so that's pretty impressive to get that many key passes. And clean sheets, our goalkeepers, Kenji Kamura with 13, and Full-Time FM with 12. But Kenji Kamura has moved to Real Madrid. You may have noticed this already. But 73 caps for Japan. He's a top-quality goalkeeper. Eventually left Lyon, where he played, was ever-present, really, for the last few years. And then Real Madrid, he played 43 games last year and 54 this year. Must have started pretty much every game for Real Madrid. They've won the league. They won the league last year, and Barcelona won it this year. Just about on goal difference. So let's just have a quick look at some of the competitions. Real Madrid have won the last 2 Champions Leagues, so Kenji Kamura winning 2 Champions Leagues already in his first 2 seasons there, which is very impressive, we must say. Let's quickly look at who they beat. They beat AS Monaco 3-0 in the final. And I guess, yep, our keeper played, Kamura. Did any of our other players play? I can't remember who's in. Danilio Skripchenko in the Monaco team played. Anyone else? There may be someone else that I just can't see. So Pelé Ferguson. Yeah, I've noticed that he'd moved there. If we have a quick look at him. He had a slow start to his career, couldn't break into the Brazil team, so decided to play for Scotland. And he scored 16 goals in 18 games. That is incredibly impressive. He left Norwich for Monaco for 11.5 million. Newcastle basically ruined him. Norwich then revived him after signing him for 450k. Had a very good second season with Norwich, 18 goals in 21 starts and 7 sub-appearances, before Monaco decided to stump up 11.5 million. So his value, wow, it went up by a ridiculous amount over 2 years, and he's done well for Monaco. He has. This season especially, 14 goals, not bad at all for Monaco, especially when most of his appearances have actually been off the bench. If you're interested in any other leagues and that sort of thing, you'll probably be able to see the results in Emulating Sir Alex Ferguson episode 6, so head on over and check that out. It always goes up an hour after this video, so it'll probably be up by the time you've watched this. So, World Player of the Year, none of our players have unfortunately managed to get in there. There's a really good Belgian regen that has stole the limelight and is really destroying everyone. He's at Real Madrid. He's very impressive. He's been winning a Golden Ball as well. Raheem Sterling in there, and Eden Hazard still in there at the age of 33. Team of the Year, though, I did notice one of our players managed to get in. No one last year, but this year we managed to see Skippy get in there, the Dortmund midfielder in central midfield, and I think that's the only one. We've seen John Colkeen previously get in, and now Skippy. So 2 of our players have managed to get in World Team of the Year, which is good. Just out of interest for some of you, you may want to know reputation of clubs and finances. So Real Madrid and Bayern are the top 2 now. We've got Real Sociedad pretty high up as well. Barcelona and Man City down there, which is quite low for them. Granada have really increased as well since getting a lot of money. Finances wise, richest club in the world is Arsenal, 1.22 billion, mainly because Arsene Wenger never used to spend any money. Obviously he's not been there for a while, but that's what used to happen on the old games. I noticed Arsenal would always become the richest club in the world. Man United and Chelsea just behind, and PSG also have 1 billion. But look at Aston Villa, up in 5th above Man City with £980 million. That's how they managed to spend so much money on Percy Percivillian. Seoul up there as well, South Korean team. Bit random. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of this episode. Not the series yet. No. Next episode, like I said, we will be going 3 more years, and I will be doing them in detail again. Hopefully it won't be quite as long as episode 5. But this one has been shorter to make up for that. Just looking at a few key things. You can have a look at some other details if you've missed them by pausing the video now as I go down who you're playing for. Let me know who you think will be the player of the series. Maybe make some predictions in the comment section below. But we will be doing some polls at the end of the series to do that. So yeah, until next time, have a good day, have a good week. I'm not sure when the next video will be out, but hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days. Please check out episode 6 of Emulating Sir Alex Ferguson, and maybe some of the other videos on my channel. I've been doing lots of experiments in the last month or so, So maybe go and check them out if you haven't done so already. Thanks guys, I'll see you soon. Time to eat my quiche.